but he is good.
Same starters?
Same starters.
Inactives.
Eddie Tavares and Justin Holiday.
How's everybody feeling just after that long road trip, a lot of miles?
Yeah, it feels like we were gone quite a while, but to travel yesterday and have a day today and kind of get reacclimated, I guess I personally feel good. The group was good. We just had a little meeting, walked through, I think ready to play.
How are the Clippers different without Blake Griffin? He really fills up the stat sheet in a variety of ways.
Yeah, they've kind of, especially for a large part of the game, they have more shooting, and the court is more spread, a lot of threes. The three-point line and the three-point shot has probably become more prominent without Blake Griffin, and I'm not sure which is harder to guard. I mean, the three-point is such an effective tool, and Blake is one of the best talents in our league, so that's probably the most noticeable thing.
They won 12 out of 15 since he went down. Does that surprise you at all?
I mean, he's such a good player that, you would think that maybe they wouldn't find a way to win at that percentage, but it's a credit to, I think the players, that are out there every night. And I think Doc Rivers is one of the best coaches in our league and adjusting and creative and innovative. And I think they're obviously pulled together and tried to play well. And I'm sure they'll take him back when he's ready.
Do you see that with teams? I mean, obviously they won last night, kind of sometimes using that adversity, his injury, and now what's happened off the court. Sometimes teams you would think it's a distraction, but can it be used to at least to kind of bring a team together, or maybe on the other side of it? I
think they've got a group that's been together for a long time. I think they care about each other and they want to win at a high level, and so I think there's they want to do it. For the injured player, lots of times there's nobody that feels worse about being injured than the guy that's injured. So you want to help him, you want to help your group maintain its place or move forward, and it can be a little bit of a rallying thing. But they've got very good players, obviously.
With the All-Star reserves announced tomorrow, are you hopeful that Paul and maybe Al both could make the team?
Yeah, I think on this road trip was asked about it a little bit, and I think what Al and Paul bring to our team and to just every night is unique and worthy of being considered. And there's a lot of good players in the East, and it's not an easy job for coaches, but I think both Al and Paul are very unique and make us be a team that I think each night is hopefully difficult to guard, and defensively we're getting better and better, and those two guys are just huge for us in that way.
Slightly off topic, sorry. Kevin Willis going to the Atlanta Sports Hall of Fame in a couple weeks. What do you remember about him from your time in San Antonio?
K-Dub is just one of the best teammates, and I think that term is probably used maybe often, but you talk to any of those players that played with him and still stay in touch with him, you see Kevin, and you just have this great feeling, and he'll hit you with one of those bear hugs, and you hope your chest is still intact afterwards. But he'd do anything for his teammates. He did a lot of the little things that it took to win, and he brought an energy to practice into the games. He's a good friend. I enjoy, working with him, coaching him, now seeing him around Atlanta. He's good people.
Coach, according to NBA.com optical tracking data, opponents are shooting 17% below their season average when guarded by Tim Hardaway. I was wondering if you could give us any insight into what the process has been like with him.
Well, I think Tim probably most importantly, but all of us around Tim feel good about the work and the time he's put in, really on his body and his athleticism and getting to where he feels great physically. And now he's making the commitment on the defensive end of the court to get through screens, not be screened, just make it a priority. And I think he's gifted athletically when his body's right and when his mind is right, and he commits to it. I think he can be a good defender. And I think offensively, all those same traits hopefully allow him to be somebody that's very helpful to us on both ends.
Did you suspect at all it would take this long for him, though, to kind of fit into what, I mean, when you make a trade, I assume you're not necessarily thinking we're going to be sending him back and forth to the D-League and they're never going to be playing for the first almost half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's probably not how anybody envisioned it or Tim or us, you want that perfect takeoff or whatever words you want to use, but in some ways, sometimes young players, I think sometimes people, he's one of our youngest, if not our youngest players, age-wise, and sometimes things like this, I think actually in the long run make you better. When things are, I don't know, just when you got to work and earn things, I think you appreciate it more and maybe understand how important all those things are to a winning team and a winning organization. And I couldn't be happier with how he's doing and the progress he's made.
I assume it's mostly from what your comments have been over the last few months, mainly a defensive thing, though, where he had to kind of get to a point where you were comfortable with him at the defensive end.
I think, yeah, I mean, between, there's always, when you come to a new team, there's maybe things that are done a little bit differently, maybe even from not just your previous team, but your whole life of doing things. And I think he missed a month or two of training this summer. He had a little bit of a wrist injury that held him back from doing some things in the weight room and different things that I think are invaluable to players. I think that we talk about the off season and how important it is, and he put in a lot of time and work to get really physically fit where he could, and that's what you got to be to defend.